Well, good evening, everybody. Daisy here with you tonight, and we're going to talk about a series of games because, well, as a whole, they're basically the same kind of thing. So I don't feel like it's necessary to break them up too much. Here's two of them. I know I own at least one more. It's back in the PS2 folders, but I don't feel like going and hunting around back there. But these, besides one of them is duplicated here technically, Katamari. Okay, hopefully I like that. Ta-da! This would be Katamari Forever on the PS3, and the original Katamari, which was reprinted on the Switch. I do have the original Katamari on the PS2 as well, which is where I first played it. And, well, when I heard it came out on the Switch, it was like a GameStop exclusive, and I went to all my GameStops around here. They were all sold out. So I went on to eBay and found a copy from Japan. So this is officially the coolest game I own because all the box information is in not English. The game plays in English because the game was written with all the languages in it. It just knows to check your region when it goes in the game system. This one, on the other hand, I did buy used. And it in itself, we'll start with a little story of it before we get into what Katamari is. I went to the GameStop to buy this. And I saw it, I was like, all right, more Katamari. I'd only played the first one at this point. And I wanted more. I enjoyed myself dramatically. It was a relaxing romp, so I wanted more. I found this one on the PS3. I was like, I have that system. I have the system. In fact, physically, it's right there in front of me, slightly to my right. Slightly. Just off camera. I took this game up to the counter at the GameStop, and I handed it to the cashier and said, I would like to buy this, please. This is probably the worst experience I ever had at a GameStop. The cashier said, you're buying that game? Ugh. You're going to be bringing it back in like 3 days. You're just going to hate it. It's horrible. It's a dumb game. It's really dumb. You don't want that. I want that. You are a store. I hand you money. You hand me thing I want. You don't get to dictate what I want. He was just so rude and so condescending that I would dare want a game that I wanted, not the game that he wanted. I mean, I guess I wasn't buying a new Call of Duty or a Gear of War or a Killzone or some other popular thing for my PS3. No, I was buying the unpopular game, apparently. And he was expecting it to come back. Spoiler alert, I still own it. And though I did not platinum trophy it, I did do most. I think I unlocked everything in the game elsewise. Like everything in the game itself, I've unlocked and gold medaled or whatever in the game itself. I'm not sure what all it needs to do to get all the trophies or whatever on PS3. I don't care. I did everything I needed to do to enjoy the game to its real fullest. So, now that I've gushed about it, had a bad story about it, and a weird story about it, having to go buy a Japanese copy of a game. Well, what is this silly game that I speak of? This is definitely a Japanese thing. Thing is the best description. So, the King of the Universe starts the game off by flying through the universe and destroying things. He has blown up, destroyed all of the constellations in the sky. Okay, yeah, you can do that? I guess you can do that. Alright, so King of the Universe does that. So he takes you, his son, the prince, and places you on Earth. Boop, with a Katamari, which is it looks like a dog toy. It's a little ball with little nubs all over it. And it's very sticky. And you need to roll things up on it to create stars. And the more stuff you get, the bigger stuff you can pick up. The bigger you get. The game does do a good job of scaling. So you can start like picking up paper clips and push pins and stuff. And then you get up to erasers and pencils. And go eventually all the way to the point where in the final level, you are picking up continents. Okay, the game just can go. It is scaled from itty bitty teeny weeny to ginormous. The concept of you are fixing the stars by rolling things up is kind of silly, but fun game. Who cares? The point of pretty much every level is roll up a certain amount of stuff to get your Katamari as big as necessary, and you get a star. You have completed the level. That's the point. Now, you have a time limit, so you have to hurry and get the most appropriate things you can pick up and make your thing as big as possible to complete the Katamari in time. If you've practiced a little bit, run through a level a few times, you'll understand how big of a thing you can pick up depending on how big you currently are without too much trial and error. Also, whereabouts to go to find more of the things that are about the right size in the room or area or whatever that you're currently inside of. So, yeah, you really do start by picking up push pins and paper clips and stuff. In the first level, you're already up to the point where you're picking up things like a cat. Yes, this game is not limiting you to just inanimate objects. You pick up people and animals and whatever. Cars. People could be the most fun. So, if you pick up something, if you run into something you can pick up, it will automatically stick to your Katamari. Be careful, because your Katamari can become lopsided. If you have a large chunk, it will wobble. You might miss picking some things up that you think you're hitting. And if you try and pick up something that's just a little too big for you, it will just fail. Try and hit something that's much too big for you, it might knock some stuff off of your Katamari and set you back a little bit. There are bonus things hidden throughout the levels that if you can pick up, they'll unlock extra presents, extra cool stuff throughout the game. This is amusing. There have been several Katamari games. There's at least one on my wish list on Amazon that I'd really love to snag, but just haven't gotten around to it. But they do add extra elements in some of the later games, like Katamari Forever has some levels where you're watering the ground. You wet your Katamari, you run it over the land to make it moist. But there's just so many levels where you're just getting to relaxedly pick up everything and put it into a ball. It is so cathartically satisfying to do this. It is one of the most relaxing, stressful things I've ever done as I'm chasing a timer as I'm trying to roll up a bunch of people to make my Katamari bigger so that I can pick up cars. The further along in the game you get, the bigger you start out as, and eventually you get huge. The point where you start picking up skyscrapers and just giant chunks of land and bridges, it gets insane. But eventually it scales so beautifully too. You may start a level where you're small, like picking up cats and dogs, And because the range the level has for how much stuff you have to pick up to where you're getting to, you can go from cats and dogs to taking up islands of land and absorbing them into yourself. It's mind-blowing how big this can get. Oftentimes there will be areas that are blocked off till you can get to be a certain size, probably because for programming logic, they didn't want to add things that are too tiny to everywhere. I can understand that. That, and you tend to have plenty in these areas to get bigger without any hassle. Just takes a little effort, find all the stuff you can or need to, boom, blast through that barrier that says you must be 30 meters, 30 inches or bigger to go through or whatever, and ta-da, you do it. You move on. I have enjoyed these games. I find them one of the most relaxing things to just unwind with if I ever need a pure, relaxing, just thing to do. So, yes, if what I'm talking about, for any reason, made you giggle, you probably are set for this game. It probably will be good for you. They've been released on the PS2, the PS3, the Switch. I believe there was one on Xbox. There's probably one on the Vita. They're on a lot of systems. So if you ever spot a Katamari game, it's a blast. You will at first be like, this is dumb. And then an hour and a half later, I want to do another level. I want to do another level. I don't want to stop playing. Having too much fun. So yeah, Katamari, all of them, great. I love more. Anyway, this has been a relaxing video for you with a bun. I hope you've enjoyed. If you've played any of the Katamari games, please leave me a comment in the box below. I'd love to hear your exciting experiences playing these silly games. But don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the little dingly bell. For the little dingly bell will let you know when I post new videos. Where you'll have a pink bunny here talking about a game that is so Japanese, it just makes Japanese just thinking about it. That's how good it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. And my Patreon link is in the description box below if you're so inclined. I wholeheartedly appreciate every penny that's sent in there. In any case, this has been Daisy Rabbit. I've enjoyed having time with you. I hope you've enjoyed seeing me. Thank you again for spending time with me. And I hope to see you again on some future videos. But for now, keep being fluffy, everybody, and I will see you quite soon. Bye-bye for now.